You are listening to Rum Punch and Beignets podcast, presented by Boot Crew Media. Give us a follow on Instagram or Twitter at Boot Crew Media. That is crew spelled Krewe.
Hey y'all! Welcome to Rum Punch and Beignets with your favorite TDs, TDB and
TD Dime. We're here to give you our unfiltered opinions on current events and everyday life.
So sit back, relax with your favorite drink as we give you this TD realness.
Hey guys, welcome to Rum Punch and Beignets podcast for this week. Have you guys ever heard of Blue Mike? B, you ever heard of them?
Nope.
Really?
I'm lying. I have just a little bit.
Okay, so let's talk about the Blue Mics. Like, we just got these. They're really cool. They help the creators of all kinds and raise their voices by making the coolest and dopest microphones and headphones on the planet. Here at Boot Crew Media, shout out, we use Blue Mics on every episode to bring you the professional, crisp sound that you guys hear from us every week. Learn more about Blue Mics at bluemic.com.
That was beautiful.
So, guys, today on this episode, we're going to talk about religion. I know that's been like a heavy thing as of late, especially on like some social media sites like with Facebook and Twitter and stuff. Mm-hmm. We felt the need to talk about this topic because we both seen said debates and some other things that have been said. I'm not overly religious. I'm not the overly religious judge at TD that condemns you because you didn't go to church this week. Hell, I didn't go to church today, okay? But I have not been to physical church since Ash Wednesday this year.
That's beautiful.
I be trying sometimes.
Try to get up in there. I feel you.
Look, after the debauchery of Mardi Gras, I needed to be wiped clean. And I do know that there is a higher power that we all look to, that gives us energy, that gives us strength. And I know that it's greater than myself, and we're given the power to do anything that we put our minds to. I know for me, I was a church kid. Even though my parents wasn't like preachers or none of that, they just were people that worked in church. My parents and my grandparents. Mm-hmm. They had me participating in like everything. Like I was an acolyte on the usher board.
I'm sorry. What is an acolyte?
Okay, so when I was a kid, we were Methodist, and then when I grew up, I became Catholic. Okay, so Methodist church and kind of Catholic church kind of go side by side a little bit. Some of the practices aren't as strict and strenuous as Catholic church. So in Methodist church, they have these kids, an acolyte, which I used to be. I used to have to put on this white little choir robe, and it'd be like a little crop top, and like, you know, whatever I wore to church would be under. And then I would have like this large candle holder. If y'all could see like how my hands are placed, I still got it. So I would have this large candle holder. And like the candle would be at the top, and there would be like this little hook on it, and then it had like a hood on it to extinguish the candle at the end of service. So yeah, the star service, we had to walk down. It'd be two of us, one on each side of the aisle. We had to walk down and then light the candle in the sanctuary.
Before church. So that's what y'all exactly like Catholics. That's what they used to do. That I remember that. I remember the people. I forgot what they used to call them.
In Catholic church, they don't call them acolytes.
Yeah, they call them something else.
Yeah, in Methodist church, they call them acolytes. But I cannot remember for the life of me in Mass what they call them.
I always called them the candle boys or whatever.
The candle children.
Yeah, them children. Yeah, that's what I used to call them. Go ahead.
So yeah, I was the acolyte. I was on the usher board. I was in the youth choir, etc. You name it, I probably did it. I think I did everything except get in the pulpit. Which kind of reminds me of now, like, I got a pulpit and we just be on here talking. Because sometimes the church, that's what they be doing. And I think that's where going to church, I mean, if anything, going to organized church is what helped me, like, find my talent or my gift. Like, if it wasn't good for nothing else, it was good for helping me find my gift and my knack. Right. That's where I discovered my love of teaching. I taught the kindergarten kids in children's church when I was in 8th grade. And I think I did that until I was like in 10th grade and I got tired of doing it. that was the one thing that I did that I participated in that I actually liked. Like, I enjoyed that because I ain't have to sit in stuffy church with the grown-ups and listen to blah, 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 blah.
Right. You got to make up your own story.
Yeah,
tell your own little lessons.
As I got older, I learned more about religions, their deities, and their practices. I actually converted to Catholicism in 2015. I felt it fit my life at the time. As time has gone on, I managed to forge my own spiritual path. It's not Methodist practices. It's not Catholic practices. It's just whatever I've come to make it in whatever relationship that I'm okay with at this time. You started off as a church kid too?
Girl, actually, our stories aren't that different.
Really?
They're pretty similar, but mine goes a little different though. It goes a little different. So, first of all, I don't really like talking about religion like that in the first place. I mean, I don't. I try to stay away from it, but here we are today. We talk about this shit.
As my grandmother would say on that note, to piggyback off that, religion and politics is what ruin friendships.
You're not supposed to talk about that. Girl.
In college, I completely stayed away from that, like religion and politics. Like, that's a no. You don't talk about that with the people you actually like.
Girl,
because then once you find
that's
out,
very true.
Yeah, because once you find out either A, how shitty your friends' politics may be, or how they feel about humanity, which is like what I'm going through now with like purging buku friends from college who like used to come sleep at my house. We had parties, like, you know, we really been down for each other, and then it's just like
see they other colors. You see the other colors and you don't even like it.
And it's not really that hard for me now as I've gotten older because I know where I stand. I'm sure of where I stand, and I'm not budging off of it.
Right. Which you shouldn't. But that's part of the reason why I don't like getting into religion or politics. Like you said, I rather not talk about it. I rather you do your own thing, leave it up to God. Anyway, so most people won't believe it, but I was definitely a church kid. I was a church kid. I was
at
the
church
one,
from sun up to sundown.
Girl, I was raised Baptist. My grandma, my mama, like my whole family has always been Baptist. And I went to church quite often. Okay. I went there every Wednesday for Bible study. I was there. Friday or Saturday, we had choir rehearsal. I was there. And then I would go to church twice on Sunday. Sometimes, because you know we had to go to children's church and then you got to go to the big church. They didn't have it separate.
And then don't let it be no program where you got to go to another church.
Exactly. So then we did that. And then every once in a blue moon, like they'll try to sneak in a little Monday for another rehearsal, be it like usher board rehearsal, like something like that. So I was on the usher board. I was on the praise team. I was in the choir.
Don't tell me you did collection. You did the offering.
Yeah,
I forgot that part too.
No, when we had to do what is that? Girl, when you got to take the body of the blood.
The communion.
The communion, yeah. I had to pass out the little crackers and juice. I had to do that. I was deep into church, okay? I still have to this day, I have the VHS of when we had our youth choir concert. And you see me walking down the aisle and we had our white button down. We had on this white button down shirt with the little, it was like it was a little circular lapel type of thing going around your neck. And then we had on the black skirt or black pants. You had the white long socks and you had the black shoes. Girl,
let me be the first to say them outfits that them people used to put us in for like choir day or for the children's day program when we were younger, because they made us do children's day till we was 18 and went off to college. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, but them outfits them people used to put us in, they were so basic, and I just used to be like. And then my parents really got tired of going to buy different pieces that I didn't already have. Like,
girl,
I think that's why I get that from now in my adult life. Like, if I ain't got it, I ain't gonna get it.
but like from that, my mama and my Mimi, which is my grandma, like they didn't play no games. Especially my grandma, she did not play about church. Like everybody had to go to church. She was very adamant about that. So, I was Baptist, like I said. Once I moved to New Orleans, I wound up going to a Catholic school. So that's how I started to know about Catholic church and all that stuff like that. And I went to Catholic school from 3rd to 8th grade. That I hated it. The shit was boring. I hated going to church. It was just mama.
Oh, because when you go to
it.
Catholic school, you got to go to mass like all the time.
Yeah, we had to go to mass once a week.
Yeah, like you got to go to mass, and then like don't let it be no week where a feast day fall in the middle of the week. You got to go to mass for that. And then like if some tragic event happen, you got to go to mass for that.
I hated mass. I hated going
I'm glad I
to
didn't
Catholic
go to Catholic
church.
school. God.
It was just so boring. It was just like eating plain fucking bread, and not even bunny bread, because at least bunny bread tastes good.
Or like eating a chicken breast with no seeds in it.
It was like eating raw chicken. Okay, I hated it. I hated it. Okay, but during that time, while I was going to Catholic school during the week, I would still go to church every Sunday, but I wasn't as active as I used to be. So by the time I turned 15, I basically told my mom, like, I didn't want to go to church no more. Like, it just was not in my spirit to go to church. And thankfully for her, this is why I love this lady a lot, because she really, like, she be listening to me. We could have a conversation. She really be taking heed to what I'm telling her. And she be like, you know what? If that's what you feel, if that's what you feel, I'm not going to force you to do it. Mm-hmm. So she didn't force me to do it, because obviously we had the conversation already, but she didn't force me to go. And she was already feeling like she wasn't connected to the church anymore, but she was just gone because that was habit for her. So she was already into it. So that shift was very easy for me. But my Mimi, when she found out I wasn't going to church, like, she started noticing every Sunday I was not getting up to go to church. And we didn't go to the same church, but I would always visit her church every once in a while.
The shit hit the fan.
Yeah, she was like, Brittany, when you going to church? And then I'm like, I'm not going to church. Gaynell, that's my mama name. Why this girl not go to church? Why you not going to church? Well, my mom be like, well, she didn't want to go to church. Make her get up and put on some clothes. She going to church. Girl, girl. But she, like I said, she used to really get into me and my mama ass about going to church. But I stood my ground, and like, she had to respect my mind at that point. Like, I got a voice, Mimi. You got to respect my mind. I don't want to go there.
Right.
So anyway, after some time, eventually it just stopped. I stopped going to church altogether. Like, every year it just got less and less. I would used to try to go like maybe once a month or something like that, but then no, it just stopped. By my senior year, I just stopped altogether, and I declared myself as non-denominational. And I was like, I don't want to be stuck to one religion. So I'm just going to be like, I'm more of a spiritual type of being, like, I understand God. I believe there's a God, but I'm more spiritual. Right. And then by my 20s, that's when I really started learning about different religions and other people and how they did things. And, I started reading books, and I started dating people of different religions and like watching documentaries. So let me get into dating. So I dated this one guy who was a 5%er. And this is when I found out and learned about the nations of gods and earths. And it was really cool learning about it. Like, I liked learning the different concepts. I liked learning the different, principles and all that great stuff. I loved learning about it. But I just felt like, low-key felt like it was a cult, and I don't like cults, And I'm dating a guy, and like, he was really adamant about me reading the fucking the little book that they have, and me learning the lessons. And I'm like, look, son, I'm not in school no more. Don't do me like that. Like, let's not do that. But I mean, time goes on, and he told me this one thing that like really turned me off, and I was like, bitch, I can't fuck with you no more. This man gonna tell me, you know what, like, I really want you to really, I want you to understand that you're earth. Somehow the type of way he said it, you're earth, and I really want you to be one of my baby mamas, and I'll take care of you.
Wait a minute. What?
Be one of his baby mamas, and he was gonna take care of me for life. I said, this bitch trying to trap me. I got the fuck so fast. I'm like, I know this is not a part of the lessons. I know this ain't a part of this religion. You're not about to tell me I'm going to be one of your baby mamas and you're going to take care of me for life.
If y'all could see just my face right now, That just totally caught me off guard.
He fucked my head up when he told me that. I said, oh, okay. Peace. Like, I got the fuck. Like, we are not gonna
Like
do that.
we are not gonna work.
No, we can't.
Absolutely
Do
not.
that. First, you trying to be my teacher, bitch. You trying to make me learn lessons, and now you trying to impregnate me. What?
To make me not your baby mama or your wife.
No, make
one of my baby mamas.
The many. He was very serious.
Was he broke? That's just a question that I had.
Yes.
Was he okay?
He was an entrepreneur. He was an entrepreneur, businessman.
With what business?
Let him tell it. He had plenty, but he
But
was
he
one
was
of them
broke.
niggas. He really was one of them niggas that was on Canal Street selling, like, you know, the African jewelry and shit. And being with like one of the OGs. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. He was. And I didn't realize it until after we started dating for a couple of weeks, bitch.
Yeah, you got a business, but are you making bank offset businesses?
I don't know what that young man is doing now, but I hope that he is prospering in life. I really hope. I hope he's not the same guy that I met.
Let's hope he don't have buku children either.
He probably does. That's his lifestyle. That's what he wanted. He probably does. But anyway, so I mean, so from there, girl, like that's just how my religious journey has been. And now you cannot find me in a church. I promise you that I have not been to church outside of like a funeral, or maybe a wedding. I haven't been to church in like 5 years.
Aside from Ash Wednesday,
Yeah, I have not been to church in like 5 years.
Unless it's like you said, unless it's like a funeral.
Yeah, and
or like a wedding or something. Yeah.
And what's crazy is like two of my best friends, they are like hard down church people. They go to church every Sunday.
Really?
Yes. One of my best friends sings on the praise team. Like he's like the lead singer on the praise team, everything. Like he's hard down. That's my best friend. And we don't talk about religion, but they understand my views and I understand theirs, and we respect each other.
Right.
The last time I actually went to church, I promised my best friend. So like how it was like 5 years ago, and at this time it was me and my best friend. We were roommates, and so when we moved in together, she was like, "Brittany, you gotta promise me you're gonna go to church at least 3 times this year." At least 3 times. Girl, shout out to my best friend Bobby. Girl, shout out to her, because it was her. So I promised her I would go 3 times in that 1 year. I only made it to 2. I made it to 2, but I made it twice. And it was like once to see her. It was once to see her, and another time she kind of just begged me just to go. And I was like, all right, girl, I'll go. Fuck it, I'll go. So I went. But other than that, I'm more of like a spiritual being. Like I rather be spiritual. I feel like God is around me all the time. And in my opinion, God is a female, you know. I know there's a higher power, and I feel like she is, you know, all. She is all. She's everything. And I feel like all of us have some type of God in us. Like we have the powers to do things, to make things happen just as God, but we're not as powerful as God. We just got to figure out how to tap into it at the end of the day.
Right.
And then I believe like we can find that healing of God in any space. You don't have to necessarily go to a church. You know, you don't have to necessarily go to a pastor. Like you can find that shit in your surroundings and in your nature and whatever it is that you find comfort in. You know, like I rock my fucking crystals every day, all the time. I got my crystals sitting up on my dresser as well, laid out, you know, and I cleanse my space with sage and Palo Santo, and I be having my incense, and you know, I like to manifest. I like to do moon rituals, all different types of shit. I just like to connect to my ancestors, to the angels. I like to do all of that, and I've kind of gotten my mama into it too. So and like again, this is why I love my mama, because she's so open-minded, and she's like, you know what, I kind of feel where you coming from, so let me try it out on my own, and I let her find that shit out on her own.
Right.
You know? But girl, I be all in my little spiritual bag. I just do what I need to do for me, and I try to find my own peace, and I try to discover me, and not let somebody put me in a box of what I need to be.
Right. That's how I feel about that. Because if you think about the basis of all of the religions, like the common core concept that they want humans to understand why it was developed, to be kind to others. The golden rule: do unto me as I do unto you.
Yes, ma'am.
To be kind. And when they start veering off into other shit away from the be kind, that's when I get the fuck. Because I try my best to be kind to people, because your kindness and the light, it shows wherever you go. People see that, and you become a welcoming person. You become a vessel for whatever message the universe, God, whatever deity you serve is trying to get you to be a vessel to get the message out. And once you realize that and you're open to that, then I'm not going to say everything going to be easy, because it's not. I'm lying if I said it was, because it's not. Trust me. And for me, spiritually, with my walk, I don't go to church like B. I don't go to a physical church because I don't feel like I fit in a building. Like the Spirit of God, whatever spirit you trying to feel, whatever light you trying to get, whatever you trying to get.
Right.
It should not have to be confined to a building. Because if you think about it, God, nature is everywhere, and all the things that were created on earth, like God is everywhere. You shouldn't have to be confined to this space. And this is where I noticed, like lately with the pandemic, like a lot of people haven't been going to church, haven't been able to, and they've been fighting so hard to just sit in church. I get the concept of community, with your church members. I get that, but you have to understand the first rule of all of the religions: be kind. Think of humanity. Like, think of that. And don't be so upset that you can't go into this physical building. You know what I mean? And for me, I meditate, I pray, I, do my manifestations weekly. I do yoga. I burn a little sage. I pay reverence to my ancestors. Apparently, this is why we having this episode right now. Apparently, I've been told that some of my spiritual practices are demonic.
Girl.
And
somebody older her.
No, actually it was not.
What?
No, it was by, and I guess, because we open ourselves up on this show. A cousin of mine argued me down that yoga was demonic. I really, I didn't even go there with her. She tried to tell me that one day. She was like, well, I can't get into it because it's, it's demonic. Where in the Bible do it say yoga is demonic? I looked for it after she tried to argue me down with it. I couldn't find it.
It's just the fact that it's something different, and she hasn't grasped the concept of yoga. That's what it is. It's different.
A lot of times these biased opinions come from, I haven't researched what I'm trying to tell you not to do. Like, research it. And I really wanted to tell her, I hope she listening, that my nigga, I've been the most peaceful and most calmest person in my 5 years of practicing yoga. Like, I really found my spiritual way with that. Yoga helped me so much more to, like, not flash out on people for the smallest things. Pre-yoga and pre-therapy and pre-mixing my spiritual practices, I wouldn't flash out on everybody, just if you deserved it. But because I've been practicing and been so deep into my practice and knowing where I stand and it keeps me centered, I keep fucking with it. Like, it's working for me, nigga. That's what we gonna do.
And that's all that matters, honestly.
Yeah, like it makes me happy. I feel whole. I feel connected to a spiritual power. I feel like I've been at my best form of, like, a human, a nice human, a calm human, a kinder, gentler human in the last 5 years with practicing yoga, not going to a physical church, and doing my own thing, or reverencing my ancestors. That's one I've been incorporating probably the last 2 or 3 years, because let's be honest, they do watch over us. Like, the thing that I get annoyed with a lot of people that do go to church, or, in organized Christianity per se, is that they try to say, they want you to, they say, oh, Jesus is in us, it's all around us. True. But then we get to talking about our ancestors who passed. Why come they don't get the same courtesy as Jesus? And first of all, I just want to say public, Jesus was black because he was brown. His hair was like mine. Mm-hmm. His feet was ashy like mine. Mm-hmm. So I just want to say that publicly and out loud. So if y'all get mad at me because I said your picture wrong, get mad at me. I still love you anyway. And
also I feel like people need to understand these characters in the Bible. You can make them look however you want them to look.
That's true.
But at the end of the day, the Bible is set at a time in a place with all black people. I mean, so if we're gonna just be, correct, factual about it, just, take heed to it. Like, it's in a space that's mostly black, and they can only be black people. I'm just saying, just to cut it. I'm sorry.
And this is the truth with cheese on it, okay?
The truth with cheese on it.
Yes.
I like that. Go ahead, Mom. Go ahead. I like that.
I mean, to piggyback off of that, like in Revelation, it clearly describes Jesus. His hair is like wool. Nigga, my hair is like wool. His skin is like brass. My skin like brass when it's moisturized, okay? So, I mean, if that's not a clear depiction, then these other photos, and if y'all knew the truth of why these photos of a white Jesus are out there, it blow your mind.
Okay. Found
out when I converted to Catholicism that's the reason why, like way back, Council of Nicaea and all of that. Mm-hmm. The Catholic Church has a part in how religion is like broadcasted to the world.
Right.
A lot of it is based on money. But with Catholicism specifically, and I hate to even say this, I know my Catholic friends probably gonna be pissed as hell at me, but if you listen, like I listen at RCIA, and they tell all the stories, well, not all the stories, but they give you like historical facts. I got all the papers from RCIA that say, oh, this specific artist was commissioned by the Catholic Church to do, because the Catholic Church been around for hundreds and hundreds of centuries. And so a famous painter was asked by the Catholic Church to draw a depiction of Jesus, and he drew what his depiction of Jesus was. Thus, the current day picture of a white man with wavy hair with a beard and blue eyes. Not really going off of what the book of Revelation says, hair of wool, skin of brass,
right?
Eyes like fire. Oh, that brings me. Y'all ever watch the episode of Good Times, the Black Jesus episode? Mm-hmm. That's probably one of my favorite ones. It's so messy, but it's funny. Because, I mean, it kind of called Florida out on her religious beliefs, kind of. Because they was like, oh, you like this, but then James got to go do this. But you don't like that James did it. But then in the Bible, they gambled for Jesus' clothes. Okay, Florida. All right.
And that's what a lot of things, like what people do, they try to say this is how it's supposed to be, but you're not necessarily going by the book by the Bible. You going off of just little nuggets that come from out of the Bible, and then you trying to turn it into law and trying to make it seem like, oh, well, you can't do this because the Bible said. Well, no, did you actually read the whole scripture,
or did you just read the part that fit whatever narrative you're trying to give?
Exactly.
And that's why a lot of people, I feel like now a lot of people are starting to kind of see that and pick it apart and kind of take whatever religious path that they feel is necessary for themselves.
Right.
Because they see sometimes, I'm not going to say all Christianity or all Christian people are hypocrites. No. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to just say some Christians, Catholics, whatever.
They take advantage of.
Yeah, they take advantage of a lot of written material, and use it to fit whatever narrative they're trying to give to you in a certain situation.
Exactly. And I also feel like people need to understand that the Bible is more so a guide and not a rule book.
Right.
Just like the Quran, just like what other books they got? Those are the main
The Torah.
The Torah, yeah, those are the main one that I know. But any book that a religion centers around, they're guides, they're guidelines to what to do or how to be a better person. It's not the end all be all. It is not the rules of life. Like, stop trying
it's not
to
the
use
book
that.
to judge people by.
Stop using that book to shame people and to make them feel guilty. Like, stop using that was not the purpose of that book.
And then in turn, when people continue to do that, you really push people away from
being in the church.
Like, because honestly, from we started both in church. And in church, the goal is to bring people in. But when you do things like that, you push people further and you don't meet that goal.
Right.
Like, the goal is for you to continue to bring people in with this message of love, not with kumbaya, let's be honest, but with love and welcoming and not judging and shaming.
Right.
And a lot of people do more of the latter, judging and shaming, instead of welcoming with love, not holding judgment.
And trying to understand.
Yeah, understand.
Be understanding.
Okay.
And I feel like a lot of people, like, I understand the purpose of having religion and I understand the purpose of there being different religions. It's like people, they go into religion hoping to find a community,
Right.
a space where they can be accepted, a space where they can learn and grow and feel connected to something that's bigger than themselves. Excuse me. But people take that community and they try to run it as if it is some type of cult, try to run it for their own advantages, for their own power gain. And that's not what all of this is for. Like, we should be able to have any type of religion. We should be able to congregate with others of different religions and just be respect what they have going on and be understanding and still love them the same. Like, you don't have to push your narrative or push your religion down someone's throat. Like, that's not how you're going to get them to join. That's not the purpose of getting them to join. Like,
right.
Everyone should be able to choose their own path, choose their own religion, choose what works for them. Like, if it's not killing someone, leave them the fuck alone. Like, whatever they doing, if it ain't killing them, if it ain't destroying something, if it ain't blowing up buildings, please leave these people alone.
Right.
They're just trying to find a way to be a better them. They're trying to find a way to make better decisions in life. How can they use their moral compass and how to figure out, like, if I need to, make a new decision, if I need to move over here, if I need to take this job, whatever, like, it's to help build yourself up and build your character
and be the best version of yourself.
Exactly. So allow these people to fucking do that. Like, damn.
And like, as a person who, and I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this and I don't care, as a Catholic person, a person who's confirmed Catholic people, my Catholic friends that may listen to this show, don't be minding other people's uteruses. This is one of the biggest problems I found with Catholic Church. And this is kind of why I started swaying away from mass, going to mass or practicing regularly.
I'm sorry, just to interject. I feel like I probably might get flack for saying this, but Catholic churches, Catholic religion is the most scariest shit ever. And they are like, I don't see how people can be Catholic at all, because they have some fucked up ass ideologies, rules. Like, bitch, y'all like to fuck little kids.
So I'm gonna say my piece.
Okay.
about the double standards in Catholicism. And like I said, my Catholic friends are probably gonna be mad at me because I feel this way and I kind of don't give a fuck about it. This is how I feel. Yeah, I don't practice regularly as I should, as I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to go to confession 3 times a year. I ain't been to confession not one time. That's the podcast. But no, like my biggest problem with Catholicism was like what other people do is not your business. It's not in jeopardy. If they want to put their spiritual soul in jeopardy for whatever, that's not your business. You can kind of not even give your opinion. You could just say, oh, this is, what my religion believes. Don't be pushy about it. Don't be protesting in front of Planned Parenthood. I used to live in St. Louis, y'all, and like Catholics in the Midwest are the fucking worst. You could see them protesting in front of Planned Parenthood, especially in St. Louis, like the Central West End part of town, the most gentrified part. You can see Catholics like protesting in front of Planned Parenthood. I am not one of those Catholics. Because what you do with your uterus, what you do with your birth control, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
That is your business.
And I can't say shit because I done been to Planned Parenthood before. So I don't have a dog in the fight. So, what you do with your body is not my business. What you do with your partner, because in Catholicism, divorce is a sin.
Right. Yep.
What you do with your partner because you feel like it's not working out, that's not my business. I'll never judge you for doing what's best for you at the time or what you see fit that you need to do. Catholicism, to me, the reason why I don't really fuck with it like I should is for those reasons. Like, you don't know what people was going through. Right. Like, you don't know why people had to get a divorce. So you want a woman to stay with a dude because he beating the shit out of her. Exactly. And because that's religion. They're gonna say, I'll never get
stay
with
together,
that.
Make it work. No, but stay with that who.
Or getting an annulment. You still get like people thumb their nose at you, you get an annulment. Like, I'm supposed to keep letting somebody beat me or abuse me physically, emotionally, spiritually. Like, I'm supposed to keep doing that for the sake of religion? Fuck that.
Or the fact that they're telling women they can't have abortions, but you don't understand or know.
Or the situations why.
How they got pregnant.
That's why I say I'll never judge, because you don't know what people went through, the reason why they have to get an abortion. You don't know who got raped. As a victim of sexual assault, as I've disclosed on this show, thank God I didn't have to go to Planned Parenthood to get an abortion. Thank God, because me personally, that's not what I would do. But what somebody else does in the same similar sexual assault situation and say they did get raped and got pregnant, that's their business to go handle that. That ain't got nothing to do with me, Catholic or not Catholic. Mind your damn uterus and your penis. If we gonna do that, mind the penises and the uteruses.
Okay. And I feel like, you covered a lot. And I feel like at the end of the day, mind the business that pays you. Okay? One, mind the business that pays you. Two, do right by others. And three, love yourself. It's simple. It's that simple. 3 rules. That's all you got to stay by.
Just follow them.
That's all you got to do. And whatever the fuck you want to do, just do it. As long as I said earlier, as long as it's not killing people, it's not hurting others, it don't matter what the fuck somebody else doing. Let them people do it.
Mind your damn business. As my friend Earl would say, shout out to Earl for listening every week. As Earl would say, mind your purse and your pussy.
Okay. Hello.
All right.
Hello.
Shout out to cousin T Goody, because I know she gonna chime in. But like as a thing with with religion, in regards to LGBT community, like, leave them people alone. They ain't bothering you. They ain't blowing shit up. You need to be talking to the white Anglo-Saxons that keep blowing shit up. Hello. Talk to them. Talk to the mega group that was just in DC yesterday fussing about the president, fussing about that orange bitch losing and mad and throwing a hissy fit but burning DC up. You talk to them. Don't be talking to the LGBT community. Don't be talking to people that make a decision that's based on what they need for their life. Leave them the fuck alone. Talk to the people that are so religious and they feel like the Lord told them to go burn up a vote ballot counting office.
Yeah, don't blame that on the Lord. Blame that on yourself.
But the man said, when they called him, girl, he said the Lord told him to go burn up the vote counting place.
They better stop playing with God like that, because she don't do stuff like that.
That's what he said.
She don't do stuff like that. Nope.
And then two people that are deep into their religions, stop injecting your religious beliefs over common fucking sense. That's the reason we in the fix we in right now. We still got this orange bastard for 64 more days. That's why he there. He's the physical manifestation of people who pick racism and comfortability and religion over common fucking sense. Stop picking people because that's what your face said to do. Pick somebody with some fucking common sense that's gonna do right by all of the people, not just some of the people.
Oh.
Did I say that wrong?
No, you said it right. I'm with you. Say it.
So, you know,
Preach it.
stop voting with your faith and vote with your fucking brain.
Thank you.
And science. Another thing that I noticed, and I felt like I needed this episode was really because, yeah, months of seeing things, okay?
Okay.
With this pandemic, I've seen a lot of religious people, specifically one of my Catholic friends. He's just always pushing Catholic material on Facebook. That's fine. Do that. I'll never judge you for doing it. That's the path you chose. I can't fuck with it like that. Okay. But don't judge people because they are deciding to live their lives a certain way. Don't judge people because they're voting a certain way for a certain candidate that has certain qualities that these people go for. Don't do that. Don't do that public shaming shit.
I'm sorry. I'm low key gonna judge you if you deciding to vote for some dumb ass shit. So I'm judging every motherfucker
okay,
that judged.
okay. Let me fix what I said.
I'm judging every bitch that fucking.
Let me fix what I said. If you voted for the orange bitch in office again for re-election, 70 million people voted for him. By the way, if you voted for him and I know you, please disassociate yourself from my life because we can't even get down like that. We could disagree on pineapple on pizza, but we cannot disagree on homophobia, xenophobia, and racism. Fuck all that. We can't agree on none of that. So get the hell on after you listen to this show. But during the pandemic, I noticed that a lot of religious people started like saying crazy shit like God created this virus and that's why we going through the things that we going through.
man-made, bitch. What do you mean?
Science, nigga, science.
That virus is man-made like a motherfucker.
It's like, okay, if you're a Christian, use your common, I mean, not a Christian, but just somebody who's overly religious, like use your common sense and use science. Listen to Anthony Fauci, please. Your dumbass president not listening, but listen to Anthony Fauci. He has saved literal lives. Like, listen to him. Listen to science. Listen to Bill Nye. Like
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yeah, that's on Netflix. Y'all go watch that.
I'm sorry.
Relive our childhood a little bit. But listen to science. Don't just shun people who trying to tell you and put on a goddamn mask, okay? Don't say, oh, well, God got me. I'm covered in the blood. Yeah, you covered in the blood, but the Lord say use common sense. Put on a damn mask.
Oh, not another word.
Yes, so months of just seeing things has pissed your teeth off on this episode. Like, wear a mask. God gave us all the. I'm gonna get biblical on y'all because I was a church kid. My daddy was a deacon for a little bit. Use your common sense. Use the gift of the Holy Spirit that gives you common sense. Use it. The Lord didn't give you common sense not to use it.
Hello.
Use it. Follow the rules of science, but know that you are covered. Believe that you are covered. But wear a mask, stay away from people, and mind your damn business. Here.
I don't think nothing else needs to be said after that. Shit. We didn't got to it.
Leave people alone. Let people do what the hell they want to do. As long as they're in a peaceful space, a calm space, they helping people, they helping humanity. They're using themselves as a vessel, asking to be opened up and, seeking and reading and researching. Leave them alone, man. Quit judging people. Quit publicly shaming people. Quit, I said what I said indirectly, people on Facebook, like, and on Twitter and whatever else. Yeah, I just said what the fuck I said. Quit judging people. Quit shaming people. You mind your own spiritual walk. You leave people alone to their own devices that help them, that don't harm them, that aren't hurting other people, as B said.
Right.
They're not blowing up nothing. They're not really inflicting any harm on society. Leave people alone to their own spiritual walk. You worry about your own walk. You worry about what the Lord told you and you spread it, but don't force it on people.
Right.
Leave people alone. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Shit. So with that being said, I'm gonna leave y'all with the 3 rules I gave you earlier. All right. Mind a business that pays you. Do right by others and love yourself. You don't need nothing else, okay? And with that, we're gonna be out the door.
So follow us on Instagram at Rum Punch and Beignets Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at RPNB_podcast. Check us out on rpnbpodcast.com to subscribe. We're also looking for writers that would love to add something special to our RPNB corner. If you think you would be interested in doing that, email us at rpnbpodcast@gmail.com. You can always DM us, email us, or just comment on our stories on Twitter and Instagram. We love to hear from y'all. We love y'all. We thank y'all for continuing to listen to us and fool around with our bullshit and shenanigans.
We enjoy y'all. Please keep it up.
We do. And we love to hear y'all religious stories or opinions or whatever. We love to hear that. So
or just joke us.
Yeah. Because I know y'all finna cuss me out after this.
They're not going to cuss you out, girl.
Somebody would, though. I'm expecting it. When I was writing a monologue for this, I was expecting to either A, get told off nicely by some Christian friend or Catholic friend, or B, get cussed out by somebody else who let their religion slip off.
Girl, let's get off these people, mate. Come on. All right, we're going to talk to y'all next week. Peace.